one against me as well. And after that, he only had one shot, you know, to make it through the qualifiers. He even played against Czech, a very strong Zerg player, was able to defeat that one, made it through.
Didn't drop a map.
Nope. Then he made it into Challenger League, and he got probably the toughest possible draw there was, going up against top 8 Season 2 finisher, Jim, the absolute best Protoss player in the world.
Didn't drop a map.
Or at least one of them, and he defeated him 3-0. Now he made it into Premier League, but of course he's still not here yet.
He has finally dropped a map.
Yes, he has dropped the series even. So Bomber has taken the risky route. It almost looked like it was going to pay off. But now, Ben, he might be on the ropes a little bit. Bomber is going to go up against the winner of this series. Yowie Flash Wolves Haas is, of course, our blue Protoss, spawning in the right bottom side of Altazim. Going up against the man I know you adore, Ben. Go ahead and give him the introduction of a champ.
The red Zerg player in the bottom left-hand corner of Altazim Stronghold. Ladies and gentlemen.
In the red trunks.
EG's Jaedong. That fell flat. Yeah, I didn't have the.
You were building it up though.
The echo of the crowd, the kind of, you know, you feed off that energy.
E.G.
Jaedong.
Everyone starts clapping already. That's a quick forge, Ben, and that makes me think that Haas wants to get a little funky over here.
Oh my god.
Because there's a very big possibility this is going to open up with some cannon shenanigans.
The good news is Jaedong's Overlord's going the right way. The bad news is I don't think it matters.
Nope. There's a good chance he's still going to get cannoned. The good news for Jaedong is that he can always cancel that hatch and then just rebuild it over here. The bad news is that Haas can cancel that too, or cannon that too.
Yeah, where is he going to build that first pylon is the real question.
He's going to build it. He's going to scout the nature of Jaedong. What? What? Why here?
Well,
maybe this is cannons with a gateway? I think this might be cannons with a gateway. I don't know. This is a little bit everything or nothing right now.
Yeah, this is the kind of a cannon.
Okay. Must be cannon with a gateway.
This is the kind of cannon opening that's literally.
Jaedong is going to.
He doesn't immediately threaten anything. Jaedong is already dropping his third hatchery.
I'm not sure how I feel about this, but I'm sure I know Haas knows what he's doing, and I have very little experience talking from this point of view, so I'm just going to let it go, and I'm just going to get surprised, Ben.
Alright.
What are you going to do? Because even if he kills this hatch, that is not good enough. You know, unless Jaedong decides to send all of his drones to somehow save it, but you know, Jaedong does not have to do this.
Nope.
Jaedong, you do not have to do this.
First cannon is up in a good spot, and it will, of course, cover the cannons covering that low ground hatchery. But now what?
Exactly. I mean, I guess he can also start cannon. Well, this is actually pretty sick. This like allows him to cannon both bases. But even then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, one more cannon on the high ground makes it so you can't mine. Cannons on the low ground make it so you can't even keep that hatch alive. Lings look like they're just going to run across. Does he have a cannon at the top of his ramp?
Yes.
And how does he have all this money to afford this many cannons?
Well, we're already 4 minutes and 50 seconds in this game. Jaedong, you're not going to be able to stop these cannons from going up, mate. This cannon, this one hero cannon, covers both cannon sides. So I guess this is one way to...
This is a Wiedemann's level cannon rush.
Yeah, no. There's no other way to phrase it. The only person who can execute stuff like this is Wiedemann.
I feel like Haas has been doing some coaching. And with one set of cannons, he's essentially been able to kill 2 hatcheries.
You know, Hastem has once upon a time approached Galzi for some cannon lessons because he's like, hey, these guys are really good at cannon.
Hastem's the guy that goes gateway expand with his gateways at the bottom of his ramp, though.
He did that once.
And won with it.
So Jaedong is in a little bit of trouble in the start. I had no idea where Haas wanted to take this, but hey, denying 2 bases instead of just denying 1 bases and having a ridiculous amount of cannons into your opponent's main.
This is 6 cannons! How can Jaedong ever actually kill those pylons?
Yeah.
Now he just 4 gates and wins.
That's kind of what I'm afraid of as well. Haas is like, alright, time to expand. Early game went pretty good. Oh, Jaedong is going to try to kill these cannons. That can possibly go right. Right? Oh, you might be able to take...
You might save the hatch.
Oh. Wow.
Well, he's going to save the hatchery.
But at what cost?
At the cost of 2 queens, a lot of zerglings.
Wow, so Jaedong was actually able to take down 3 cannons over here. That's pretty impressive, man. He was producing a lot of links. He will be able to start working on this pylon as well. And then maybe with a queen, he will be able to start working on this pylon, which will unpower everything. There should be a way that this queen can hit this pylon, right?
Maybe from like the top left of it. I don't know. Hard to say. Ling's out on the map. We'll shut down additional scouting from Haas. But how far away is Warp Gate? It looks like it's... No, there's going to be a Stargate?
Yep. It's not too bad.
I think that's a terrible follow-up.
No, like sometimes you think you're further ahead than you actually are. If Jaedong makes a Roach Warren and you start warping in a lot of units and you can actually not kill him, you're dead as Protoss. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad. I actually kind of like it. Stargate is double as effective in these low eco games. I have tried this a lot as well, because sometimes I cannon rush the Zergs, and then if I follow it up with a 4-gate but you do not win with it, you're kind of digging your own grave. You've lost.
Yeah, there will be an Oracle, and I guess the reality of the situation is one Queen is going to have a hard time against the Oracle, and of course there's still that cannon on the high ground that can provide cover.
The only thing that could have maybe worked is like opening up with 4 gates and trying to get Zealots, and then followed up with Phoenixes. That is extremely effective. 3 more gates will go down.
Stargate? Because he's already making spores.
He saw it with his Overlord. He picked in and he saw the Stargate.
You think that Oracle can kill a hatchery?
No, no way.
300 hit points?
No, Oracles don't do that much damage to buildings. And I really like that Jaedong is throwing down the Roach Warren ban. He has to worry about gateway units being warped in. Of course, we all remember Jaedong versus SOS on Derelict Watcher from BlizzCon, where unlimited amount of Zealots forced unlimited amount of Zerglings, and then the Phoenix cleaned up the rest. If Jaedong would have just had some Roaches to deal with those Zealots, everything would have been different. It's good to see Jaedong has learned from that, man.
Well, for now, the Oracle's done absolutely zero. We're going to see if Haas is able to keep it alive to come back and deal some damage later on. There are Phoenixes following this up, and Warp Gate is also finishing, and I would be surprised if we didn't see at least a couple of Zealot Warp Ends, although with Roaches on the way.
Exactly. I don't think it's going to be that effective. The work account shows us 47 drones against 36 probes. It's actually a pretty good scenario for Jaedong, especially with the layer going up as well.
I mean, when it's all said and done, these...
Jaedong keeping this hatch alive was massive. I did not think that was possible. He really surprised me there.
650 plus 4 Zealots. I mean, when this is all cleaned up, Haas is going to have lost more than Jaedong.
Yeah, like Haas banked on the fact that this hatch was going to go down. He's warping in a lot of Zealots right now, but I don't think that he's going to be able to break Jaedong over here, Ben. Queens
Maybe
and
if he
Zealots.
brings the Oracle.
There's a Spore Crawler there as well. I think that Haas is throwing away a lot of money. He's just going to give Jaedong even more space to get ahead. Like Zealots are just not going to kill Roaches on creep.
You are correct, and they're not even really going to do that well against the Queens. As Jaedong's got some of the most brilliant unit control that there is.
Right when you say that, the Zealots are just there hammering away at the Roaches. Bad luck, Ben.
Well, I mean, still, the
compliments the greatest RTS player of all time, messes up.
When it's again, when it's all said and done, the losses of Jaedong are not going to be more than the losses of Haas. As the last couple of Zealots are going to go down, then these pylons are going to fall, then these cannons are going to fall, and you know, it's going to be massive advantage Jaedong, I think.
And 2 more Oracle is going to fly in, maybe work on a few of these Roaches. Like Haas is doing a good job in trying to keep this threat alive, but it's just not a real threat. He's not going to somehow be able to muster out something that's going to kill Jaedong over here.
Yeah,
he will slow his
help a lot.
Yeah. It gathers up a lot of energy in all this time. Might get another Queen.
What if those had been Stalker Warpins and not Zealots, if this would have been better?
Yeah, they're also much more expensive though. That makes it an even bigger commitment. Because during all this, Haas is transitioning into 2 additional Stargates.
The Oracle's done a phenomenal job. It's really softened up everything on the ground, killed a couple of Queens. The Roaches are getting very low, but now it's flying into a Spore Crawler. And it's going to die.
I love Oracles dying. Like, looks like a green rainbow exploding.
So you might say 2 Oracles dying would look like a double rainbow.
I would like stand below it when an Oracle dies.
So intense. Last pylon's going to go down. And it is going to spell the end of any Haas aggression. He has gone up to a 3rd base. In the midst of this, Jaedong will soon be taking his 4th. 65 drones to 47 probes.
And against these Stargates, Ben, Jaedong is going to have a hard time doing something about it, unless he goes absolutely crazy on the Hydralisk right now and just relies on these Hydras to take out this base. But if he doesn't, and he makes all these units of the economy that he currently has, he is almost dead. If Jaedong keeps making Hydras and he wants to kill this base, but he doesn't kill it, I think it's almost over for Jaedong. Like we've seen it in the past, even fantastic Zerg players like Ian, if they make one bad attack and a 3rd base like that against a Protoss who goes heavy air, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, yes. If it goes badly, you're right. But it's kind of hard to imagine it going badly right now. 14 Hydras, 9 Phoenixes. That's kind of the point where Phoenixes can be threatening. But man, 15 Hydras is a lot of Hydras.
And look at these Phoenixes. They're gonna have a field day over here. They will use a lot of their energy that he won't be able to use defensively. He's gonna pick up. The good thing about these Phoenixes as well is that he can pick up all those reinforcements, man. He shouldn't waste all of his energy. I think he should focus. He should save some energy. Like killing drones is amazing. But what if he dies on the other side of the map? I think he should have saved some energy over here, man.
He just used it all. It does even up the worker count, but what is he going to use to defend against this Hydra Ling attack that's coming his way?
Does he have any Void Ray?
Maybe one?
This is kind of bad.
Yeah, there's a single Void Ray. Photon Overcharge goes down immediately. And, you know, Force Field can protect that ramp.
What is Jaedong going to do, Ben? He has not replaced those drones just yet. Okay, there we go.
He's droning.
Yep.
He replaced 5 of them immediately. And now he's going to make more. Spire's a very interesting choice with 9 Phoenixes on the map.
I think it's mostly for Corruptors, of course. Because he knows he's going to need something else against the Void Rays. But we all know how, you know, we have to respect the Void Rays. If Void Rays are charged, Corruptors are melting.
Interesting.
What was that
situation.
cartoon where you always heard, like, I'm melting? I just suddenly had this flashback of my childhood
You're
years.
thinking of probably The Wizard of Oz.
No, I've not
The
watched
witch
that.
dies, and then she melts. It's definitely from The Wizard of Oz.
I've never watched The Wizard of Oz, so it can't be that. More drones and queens will fall. Haas doing a really good job with these Phoenixes, and it seems like it was the correct choice after all, Ben. Picking up all. I think that Jaedong should have just gone for it. Like sometimes a Photon Overcharge looks scary, but against 4 Zealots and 3 Sentries, I would have loved to see how my Hydras would trade, because I think they would trade fantastically.
Yeah, this is tough, man. Suddenly there's double Stargate production with Void Ray count getting very high. We still have a huge Phoenix presence on the map, which, you know, 9 Phoenixes by themselves are going to be hard for, you know, 8 Corruptors to deal with. And with the 4 Void Rays, it gets even harder. And there's also a Robo going down, which means Immortals and Colossi are not far away. With Zealot Charge also being researched, this is going to be a very formidable Protoss army.
It's happening, man. 2 Protoss advancing from Group D.
Don't say that.
It could happen.
Don't you dare talk like this about the Dong. He's gonna win.
We're not there yet. This is just the very first game, and Jaedong is still in a good position. He's up 40 supply, but I am a little worried for Jaedong because this Protoss army is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. The only thing that Jaedong does have going for him is that he's actually going to have +2 missile attacks finishing up for all those Roaches and Hydras, and his +1 on the flyer units is a lot quicker.
Your units are very split up.
All of the Hydras get picked up immediately. Good engagement there for Haas so far. Where are those Corruptors?
Coming in from the bottom, and the Void Rays will charge up immediately, and that's going to be a very rough engagement for the Corruptors. That said, the Gateway units have all died, and that's going to allow the Hydras to do work against these Phoenixes, so at the end of the day, this is an okay fight for Jaedong. Kills a couple of Void Rays, kills 5 of the Phoenixes.
Yeah, picked off the Mothership Core as well, so no more Photon Overcharge. I do think we have charge. So these Zealots are somehow going to have to connect, Ben, with these Hydras. I think that Haas moved out a little too quick there.
Does go down, and now Jaedong is going to force a big fight. No Photon Overcharge is a huge deal. There are enough Hydras to kill off the Zealots. The Phoenixes decided to chase after an Overseer. And it looks like somehow, some way, Jaedong has found the right engagement.
Yep, all of the Void Rays are dead. There are 30 Roaches on the map. There is nothing for us to deal with that.
Yeah,
So
there's
Jaedong,
nothing even in production for Haas. Roaches continue to stream in, and Haas is just watching, feeling pretty miserable about things, as his 3rd expansion is going to be razed to the ground.
I mean, that very first start of the engagement was good for Haas, as he was able to pick up a bunch of Hydras immediately, but I felt like he did not have to fight there with like his fort base on the way, his High Templar on the way, his Robo transition being on the way. There was no need for him to be out on the open. I guess his thought process was like, hey, why is he attacking his gate, by the way?
Why not?
I don't know. I guess his thought process was like, if stuff goes wrong, I can always just recall out. But he lost the Mothership Core, and Void Rays are kind of slow units, so then he couldn't get out anymore.
Yeah, and now he's going to lose his 4th expansion as well, and that's pretty much curtains for Haas. Jaedong has managed to salvage this game. It looked so bad for him when he lost very nearly 2 hatcheries. The fact that he saved that 1 remaining hatchery, the low ground expansion,
was really impressive.
is probably what won him the game.
I thought that hatchery was dead in the water, but it was not. Jaedong will win game 1 here on Altazim. It was a pretty crazy game with a lot of mid-game action. I haven't seen a whole lot of games with StarCraft play out like that, but that's why it's fun to cast this map, because we keep casting Yangsu and Heavy Rain, and well, Heavy Rain is cool. It's still kind of new, but you know, like Frost, Polar Knight, and Yangsu. I know